I was just kind of wondering, as I sat here today and thought about topics to make my daily video about, and really was just kind of at a loss for words on both the um, killing of this officer today, or his shooting yesterday, his death today, or I think it was this week, and the 2 days ago on Monday with the bus crash that killed 5 kids and one of them died today. um, which all of it is horrible. But I was thinking about, and this is kind of my attempt to not grieve over it, if that makes any sense, because a lot of it sort of distresses me. I was wondering about, you know, destiny and how things are determined, and if we have any role to play in our own demise or in our own victories, and if it's all just part of some preset events that we cannot fix or make any type of contribution to. Um, for example, I've had people who are African American tell me that socioeconomic things are the reasons why some blacks steal or some blacks kill, or why some whites are racist, or why some whites I don't know, do things that others don't. We're all different people, obviously. But as I sat here and I thought to myself, I said, is that really, um, you know, the best rationale for something, that it just was predetermined? I like to believe that my beliefs are through my experiences, or lack thereof. I don't know. My idealism is because I have not had, major setbacks that just made me go, oh, I can't do it. I've had setbacks, but I still try to endure and push forward. And that's kind of something I've always felt good about myself with. It's one of my supposed redeeming qualities, if you will. And I don't think that was caused by, um, you know, God or the universe saying, this is who you will be. I think that was a combination of me just taking an interest in, um, I guess, whatever it was that led me to become that way, refusing to. I mean, I'll say, oh, I'm giving up or I'm quitting, but I know in the back of my mind, a lot of it, most of the time, is rhetoric, and it's only when I feel something is absolutely, entirely impossible to do that I just throw in the towel, and that's very seldom. I think that there's always a will. If there's a will, there's a way, and you know, sometimes that's not the case for other people, and that might be the contributing factor in why something doesn't happen. Um, but I don't feel it's because um, the planets aligned and there was a blue moon 2,000 years ago that things are all taking place the way they are, and everything is set in stone. There's no changing a single part of our lives or whatever. And it's so hard to explain this to people, because I've heard before, if this person, you know, if they die, God never meant for them to see 2017. And I just sit there and say, if it unless it's something like cancer, it just comes out of nowhere, or something to the effect of cancer again, but if it's something they couldn't help but to prevent from contracting, okay, maybe there's an argument for that. But if it's, this person was killed jumping off of a bridge, they made that choice, and it's sad that they did that, but I can't really blame God or blame fate for deciding that. And it's obviously, not uh, a thing to joke about or laugh about, but it's definitely something that I feel does impact people in a negative way. This idea that we're all willed to do things, and we have no say in how we feel or what's going to happen, or just how things will play out. And I truly believe that people are. not this, convinced, because if everyone thought, or if the majority of people thought that things were going to, they couldn't change things. I feel as if we wouldn't have our major creations. We wouldn't have electricity. We wouldn't have cars or computers or cameras like I'm the one I'm using right now. It seems to me that these things were created because somebody said, I'm going to do something that's never been done before, no matter how impossible it may seem right now. And so whenever I think of, oh man, this is crazy, I've never done this before, I just think about, there are things that exist that were not made at the time. And, it sparked originality to actually try and invent a creation that was brand new. Now we have our influences, and people can say, "Oh, well, that people thought of making that." Yeah, but it's the guy who executes it that I feel should get a bulk of the credit. It's yes, the person who said, "Okay, well, there should be a light bulb," is they deserve to be mentioned, but the guy who actually made it happen, he deserves to get the notoriety of for making the invention. And I hate to get off topic, but that's just how I feel about things. If that person didn't, if you have the willpower, as that person didn't create the light bulb, Thomas Edison. For the one or two people who don't know who that is, um, if you use your willpower, I think most things can be overcome. Um, that are part of life. With your willpower, you can get a job. With your willpower, you can graduate from college. With your willpower, you can graduate from high school, middle school, preschool. Um, I mean, it's all part of the plan. You just keep believing and trying, and you don't quit. So that's kind of how I feel. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.